Alright, we're in Iceland. And today we're going to be looking at some traditional Icelandic turf houses, some geysers,
and of course we're going to have a ton of birds for you folks as well.
Alright, so here I am at a traditional style Icelandic turf house. This building here is built with flat stones, timbers, and has a turf roof, which is its defining characteristic. Oh, and here's some more modern turf houses. And look at that, built right at the bottom of this huge cliff face. Here you can see that they've built some sort of barn or structure right into a cave. Check out how these ferns just grow upside down. I've never seen ferns growing upside down from the roof. Truly epic. Be a good place to meditate. As you can see, the ground is really soft and squishy. And this is good for birds that like to probe around for their food, using a long, slender bill. Oh, and this brings us to the birds. The Eurasian Oyster Catcher. Eurasian oyster catchers are found both in coastal and inland habitats. They usually eat shellfishes that can be found on muddy beaches, or they'll dig for insects and earthworms in softer terrain. Seen here, it has a black back, black head, white underbelly, pink legs, an orange bill, and a red eye. If you notice, the tip of their bill is pretty blunt too, which will help them when they're trying to crack through those tough shells. Sometimes you'll see a black ring around their bill, and that's just the mud there, which is a good indicator of how deep they actually do probe. This bird is pretty easy to identify. Fly away, little oyster catcher. Oh wait, he's back. Honestly, didn't know I was going to go on so long with this bird. This might be a good time to pause the video and hit that subscribe button if you like what you're seeing. But don't worry, we got plenty more for you. Let's just take a minute here to sit back and check out some of the sights. And here's our next bird. This bird here is also a prober. This is a black-tailed Godwit. Check out that black tail. It's definitely presenting itself to us. The black-tailed Godwit is a pretty large bird compared to most of the other probing birds we'll see today. These birds are monogamous and will establish lifelong relationships that can last up to 25 years. Definitely one of my unexpected favorites. Very happy to see that bird. Oh, and there's a European golden plover. The European golden plover is the largest of the golden plovers, showing a black crown, throat, neck, and upper parts with small, bright gold spotting. A white band runs along its forehead and down its sides. European golden plover looks kinda like the American golden plover, but it's European, You can tell by the accent. You know, that general European accent that everyone has. I'm here at the Geysers. It stinks like butt, but it's pretty nice looking. Geysers, pretty exciting. Got some bubbling water here. Got a lot of steam. Got a river flowing. I actually touched it. It wasn't that hot. I wouldn't recommend it though. The sign says it'll burn your skin off. There's some weird buildings here, which seem to have harnessed the steam. I don't know what that's about. Leave a message in the comments below if you do. And here's the main attraction. As you can see, there's lots of people standing around waiting for the big geyser. Oh, that wasn't that big. Come on. I think you got more in you. Still think you can do better. Come on, these people came here for a show. Whoa! I knew you had it in you, buddy. Nice. Alright, let's hit the road and see what we can find next. The road I'm on right now is called the Golden Circle. Goes all the way around the coast of Iceland. Definitely the easiest way to get around. I wonder what we're going to see next.
Snipe.
Good old Snipe. It flew right down by my feet and was just chilling there. It was really cool. And as you can see, it's preening its feathers here. Just getting all nice and clean. Some people also know it as the fantail snipe. It really does like to fan its tail. It prefers marshy habitats, bogs, tundras, and wet meadows. These birds here will fly around making like a weird UFO sound. It's literally like And in Iceland, they're doing it all the time, especially in the night, even though the sun don't go down. The snipe is definitely one of my favorite birds, regardless of where I am. Oh, and here's a bird on the fence post. It's got bright orange legs. Oh, and it's pretty vocal. What type of bird is that? That's a Redshank. Redshanks are a highly vocal and super wary bird, often making that piping sound when they spot something they might think is dangerous. It's definitely a very animated bird. They can be found all across Europe and Asia, and will migrate as far south in the winter as Morocco and the Philippines. Moving on, we got the wreck of an old bridge here, and it's just tagged up with graffiti. And there's some type of creepy graffitied structure on top of the hill there. Oh, and there's a whimbrel. Oh, whimbrels, they migrate super far in North America. But I'm not going to focus on that for long, because we've already seen those in Ontario like a bunch of times. Gonna find a place to camp for the night. Found this cool place here, just outside of Reykjavik. It's called Moskogar Campground. Fake turf all over and just like parking spots for all the little vans and RVs. They also have a small organic farm, as you can see here. It was a pretty cool environment. They have some outdoor facilities for the campers and some of the hottest water I've ever had in a shower before. I wonder if it comes like directly from a hot spring. And here we got a hoop house structure, which actually is used as the cafeteria. This is one of the owners here. And the other owner, his wife, very hospitable. As you can see, it is almost 12 o'clock and the sun is still out. Which sucks if you're trying to sleep, but it's pretty freaking awesome if you're trying to bird. I can hear them everywhere. And here we've got a ringed plover. Ringed plovers are a tiny little plover, but not as small as the little ringed plover. It's a different plover altogether, folks. Ringed plovers will often tremble their feet to stir up stones and find food. Male ringed plovers perform the nighttime incubation of the eggs, while females incubate more during the day. Oh, and here's a bird that I only saw once, but normally can be seen in huge flocks. This is a red nod. I wonder why it's called that. On to another colorful bird. This is a ruddy turnstone. I've seen ruddy turnstones a couple times in Ontario, but I got some really good footage here, so I figured I'd show you guys. Ruddy turnstones get their name from how they flip over stones and debris to try to find their food. The patterns on the ruddy turnstones almost seem unique to each bird. Often, I'll find all sorts of different color variations. They're kind of like the tabby cat of the bird world. Oh, pro tip time! I got a pro tip here for you folks. I figured I'd just throw this in there. There's a place called the Vinbooten. That is like your liquor store when you're in Iceland. And I picked up Viking Summerall beer here. Probably butchering that word. I'm gonna give it a taste. I got the Viking Summerall. Can't tell you what Summerall means, but Viking means badass. So I'm gonna try it. Let's see how it goes. This stuff is some percentage, 5%. Cheers. It's beer. It is beer. Alright folks, that's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. I still got a couple more Iceland episodes for you, so be prepared, because it gets even crazier from here. We still haven't gotten to the waterfalls and the Blue Lagoon and like all sorts of cool stuff like that. And don't forget all the birds we're going to see. Stay safe and stay fly.
Woohoo!